All right, tell us a story, Luke.
I got a story for you. I was telling this story the other day, and to some people who knew the people involved, and it was quite a lot funnier, I think, when you know everyone. But because people that we know will eventually listen to this, I'm just going to have to go for it and hope that they forgive me or whatever. God knows his own, so that's all I can hope for. Look, this story involves me and one other person, and the other person has a very defining characteristic that as soon as I start mentioning it, people might get a little bit uncomfortable, or people who know me will know to whom I'm referring. I won't use any names just in case, but even so, this particular person that I'm telling a story about is wheelchair bound. It's a female human in a wheelchair. It's integral to the story, and I'm just saying, some people. There's no jokes about that. It's not funny. I don't know why you're laughing. This is the intro to the story.
It's the way you said.
What?
Human person
in a wheelchair. I just want everything to be clear that it's not a fucking any weirdness about it. It just happens to be someone who alternatively transported or something. I don't know what the politically correct.
That's not it. Fucking hell. That's not it. But anyway,
right. You hear the pitter patter of little wheels. Like, I don't know what the fucking. I don't know. And this is why I'm doing.
Why am I laughing?
Why are you laughing? I'm trying to be serious and do an intro and say, look, this is a defining point, but it's integral to the story. It's vital.
Okay. All right.
You should. You don't look like you're all right. Mate, you're not going to last till the end. You love it already. If you've got problems already. There's no jokes about this particular person. There's no humour involved in that. It's needed, but at the same time, the humour in this story for me comes out of the fact that I was really uncomfortable and I was a dickhead.
Like me right now.
Pretty much like you right now. Yeah. Anyway, so a friend of mine, no names, organised a lunch, went to lunch. We lived similar locations, whatever. This is about 12 months ago, maybe 18 months ago. So at the time, lived in similar locations, had lunch. It's a hilly area. That's not relevant, but I'm just saying, don't fucking... Because it's just describing the location for people who don't know where me and this other person, this human woman, lived. So we go and have lunch. It's all fine. We go to a Thai restaurant. And the area of Newtown, Merskinville, Alexandria area where I live, there's a lot of subcultures, not subsects, that's not the right word, but subcultures of, there's a big gay community, there's a big Asian community, there's quite a few transgender people, and it's funny because all these people try and get on. They're all minorities if you look at it that way, which I don't. They're just people or whatever. But they're all trying to get on in this little sphere, and sometimes they get a little bit awkward with each other. And this is one of those things. We turned up, and there was an Asian man who's a lovely guy.
You mentioned Greeks, or was that where you were referring to them?
No Greeks involved.
There's Greeks everywhere in that area.
Yeah, but I don't deal with them.
Okay.
Because I'm racist.
No. I thought you were using one of those other words instead of... But anyway.
No Greeks. It's just we were served by an Asian man who's in a same-sex relationship. Isn't that the... And he's cool, and I love him, and he's a great guy. He got very awkward when me and this young lady turned up. Saw she was in a wheelchair. He kind of got a bit panicky. And I thought, mate, you tick two minority boxes here. You've got the gay thing and the Asian thing. So you should know how to handle this. By the law of averages, that evens out to understanding. So he moved the chair.
You don't get to be prejudiced.
Yeah. Listen here, you've got two black marks against your name. If you want to, and I don't want it, but if you wanted to, that's how you could use it. Anyway, so we get there, and he moves the chair, and this lady's like, I was going to sit there. He's like, I'm sorry. He got real jerky, didn't know what to do, and it was pretty funny in a social context of this is a comment on society, and I'm not clever enough to pick up on it, but I thought it was quite interesting. Anyway, whatever. Lunch isn't the fucking story, mate. Let me get to that. So we had lunch. We left. It's downhill to get home, so that's a bit easier after lunch. Just saying. But I wasn't aware that I'd been invited back. It was nothing weird. We have similar interests. She wanted to show me some things she'd been working on, some painting, some drawing, some whatever. Come check these out. Okay, no worries. I'll go and have a look. No worries at all. Check out what's going on. But I wear glasses, and I had only taken my sunglasses, which are prescription, and I hadn't taken my spectacles, which are obviously also prescription, which means that when we were at lunch, I didn't have anything on. We were just talking because we were quite close. But I wasn't planning on being indoors anywhere else for the day. I was going to go home, with my sunglasses, change them when I got home, and then I was going to be able to see things forever. That's kind of important. It'll come up later on. So we're walking. So there's two things to remember. Have you got them? Excellent. So we're walking. We're going.
Gay Asian.
Okay, 3 plus. Anyway, the gay Asian's only in Act 1. He's now out of the picture. He doesn't appear again for a little while. So we go home. We go back to her place. It's quite a long walk because the roads and the footpaths and stuff aren't what they sort of need to be for someone with that particular situation. And so it was a little bit of a long walk, and that's fine. We had a chat, and it was lovely, and it was a nice day, and all that kind of stuff. So we get home, and I take off my prescription sunglasses back to her house. Take off my prescription sunglasses, walking around her place, not being able to see more than about 5 feet very clearly. Now, my eyes are 6 feet something from the ground, so I can't see my feet very clearly.
Yeah.
Because being tall and having no glasses and stuff was a bit weird. Anyway, I had a couple of drinks at lunch, just a couple of coastal waters or whatever. No alcohol because I don't drink, but, I was full of fluid. I was well hydrated. There was no issues as far as that was concerned. So I needed to expirate and I needed to take a piss.
I needed to... Say any other words, right?
I had to take
What's the political
So I needed to chuck a slash, and so I did. So I went into the bathroom and I did what I had to do. It's a two-handed job for me, so that was fine. But I went in and I was like, this toilet really smells. I was walking around going, this bathroom's kind of a bit like it's not a bathroom like I know. Like I'm a male human, and my bathroom can be. But not long term. It's never like you don't walk into it and it hits you like a cricket bat. You kind of, it just does or it doesn't, but it's only very short term. This place kind of smells. What's going on here? So I did what I had to do and did all the, there was no paperwork involved or anything, but I did the thing and put the lid down and flushed the toilet. And I walked out and I thought, fuck, this hallway really smells. What's going on here? And I was thinking, this is because I know there was animals in the house, there's lizards and snakes, and there's a rat or a ferret or something in a cage, whatever. Dinner, I don't know, fuck, could have been whatever. But I know that this lady had cats, so there was cats in the house as well. And then I went to the lounge room, and she said it before me. She goes, "Can you smell that? Can you smell something's a bit?" And I said, "Yeah, I noticed it in the bathroom actually. It was a bit." I didn't want to say anything because maybe that's just your house. Fuck, I don't know. And she goes, "No, that's one of the cats has done shit somewhere," which is not. I would have used another word, but that's the word that she used. So one of the cats has laid some biscuits out on the carpet, out on the ground somewhere.
Shit's putting down.
So yeah, one of the cats has done that. And as we were talking and sort of saying, it smells, we both looked down, and there were big shit marks all over the floor in a house. It was all vinyl tiles or ceramic tiles. So it was all vinyl flooring, I should say, the big roll with the tile imprints in it. Yeah, linoleum. Yeah. Right. And then it was tiles in the bathroom. So she goes, "Oh my God, there's massive big footprints full of shit all through my house." She goes, "You've trodden in shit and stomped it through my house." And I said, without even thinking, quick as a flash, "How do you know it was me?" And this is where the wheelchair part of the story comes back into it, because there were size 13 footprints of cat shit from the bathroom through to the lounge room down the hall. There was about fucking 12 of them.
So, there wasn't
really the same. It was a different imprint that you might have expected.
Yeah.
Differently modal transportal people might have had. And it was really awkward for about fucking 12 minutes as we just stood there looking at each other. And eventually she goes, I said, "How do you know it was me?" And I was really defensive, and I thought, fuck, I don't want to be the guy that's come here and tramped shit all through the house. And she just slowly looked up from this big mound where my foot was and goes, "Well, it fucking wasn't me." It was like, from when I said it to when she said it, from when I said it wasn't me, I was all defensive, to when she said, "Well, it fucking wasn't me," was literally, it felt like hours. It felt like hours, but it was probably about 10 seconds or something, but it was so fucking heavy, awkward, really like, it was just so bizarre. Then she started doing this weird demonstration of how it could have been her, and I won't go into that. That's a joke for her to make. It was really fucked up, man, and I felt so bad. If I had the glasses, wouldn't have happened. If she had cats that knew where to shit, wouldn't have happened. I could have gotten out of it and said it wasn't me if the situation in the wheelchair was.
Don't go back to a house.
I didn't get invited back. Does that mean anything? Yeah. Does that mean anyway, I cleaned up the mess. It took a little while. Irony is I'm allergic to cats. So by the time I was done cleaning up, I had a head like a fucking baboon's ass. It was all red. I couldn't see. My eyes were watering. I've got to go. She goes, so let me get this straight. You came to my house, you stopped cat shit all over the floor, and now you're leaving. I'm like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't get invited back, but it was a good lunch and it was a funny thing that happened.
Well, it's kind of almost worth the story, but it is a bit of a... I feel like we need to find some moral or something. I don't know what I'm hearing is...
Don't hang out with people in wheelchairs.
Yeah, that's
pretty much because they don't take the blame for nothing.
They don't take the blame. You can't blame them. And
you can blame them and then run up some stairs.
That's
probably...
It should have been... You fucking cat's shit all over my shoes. If it was
not that clever.
If it's my house, I'm the one who takes the blame.
Yeah. Sorry for my cat shit underneath your feet.
It's all dirty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, there's none of that.
You can't have that. You can't. This is not going to go anywhere politically correct. I mean, there needs to be a line. Regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
You can't... So this isn't even really relevant, because I'm not saying that your friend, that she's a shit person or whatever. No. But I guess there needs to be a line of... You didn't do anything wrong. You stepped in cat shit. Accidentally. In her house, and it was her...
I didn't bring it in. Yeah, it wasn't from the outside.
She didn't say, watch out, there's cat shit everywhere. No. Try to avoid it.
Yeah, which I wouldn't have been able to anyway.
Right.
Because I couldn't,
But my point is, with an accident, you stepped in cat shit. Yeah. It shouldn't have mattered about anything else.
I kind of made it matter, though, by...
Yeah, but you just said something.
I didn't...
Yeah, but that's kind of just something, like, it's not...
My mouth and my brain had a race.
And
my brain
kind of shouldn't... I don't know, I'm sure I've said plenty of dumb shit in front of you.
Nah.
But we're still here.
I think
you know what I mean? Like,
as far as dumb shit goes, it's me, mate. It's me.
No, but it's like how everyone has said this stupid quick thing. It was like, they didn't mean that, or it wasn't before they thought.
It wasn't offensively awkward. It wasn't like she took offence, but it was just really awkward as I realised what she said, what I said, and she realised what I said.
I figured you should have been friends long enough for her to go, yeah, it was me, dickhead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I do know what you're saying, and I wish.
That's kind of what you expect.
Yeah. Everyone knows the situation here. We can be a little bit... Well, if it helps...
Does that make sense or not?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. If it helps... He just flew off. If it helps, she was on her way home from my house one night and accidentally got hit by a car crossing at a pedestrian crossing. Car's fault, 100%. Taxi's fault. My fault because she was at my house. So that's the kind of thing that we're talking about here.
This. I don't care. But you can't just be... This is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah. There's a line where you don't get to be a cunt. Sorry. That's a big... I can be talking about it anyway.
I'm not saying it.
All right? I'm not talking about your friend specifically.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying you don't get to be rude or obnoxious or
victim
or whatever that... word I spat out.
Yeah. No, cunt, obnoxious.
It's extreme, but just because something is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like...
I thought it was funny. I thought it was a funny situation. It was a little bit of a laugh. She had a little bit of a laugh, and then it got real serious very, very quickly.
Yeah. So I'm not. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to talk. I'm not using this as a.
No, I know what you're saying.
Like commentary on your friend. Just I don't know them. I just know that you can't take your situation as a way of,
deflecting on other people. And, I know what you're saying.
Because it's like, just I don't know, like.
It's like in South Park when he wants to become a dolphin. Have you seen that? You might have seen it. He's like, oh, I want to get a negroplasty because I want to be a basketball player. So they stretch his bones and make Kyle taller.
Timmy or not Kyle?
Yeah, and then he's a black basketball player and he does really well. And then his dad's like, oh, I'm going to get cosmetic surgery. I want to be a dolphin. I always loved dolphins. So he gets a blowhole in the back of his head and a fin, and he goes to the basketball game to watch his son, and he's like, oh, where's your dolphin-friendly bathroom? And the guy's like, the fuck are you talking about? It's only a large tank full of salt water. And the guy's like, what the fuck? We can't provide for people like you. And there's a comment about the...
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's I guess that's South Park doing their thing.
That's what they do.
You know, I definitely don't want to get involved in name dropping here because there's some underworld shit that went on, but
I'm going to leave.
I don't know what to say. Like, I know of someone who had a really fucked up thing happen to them when they were younger.
Yeah.
Right? I don't even want to throw a clue out there as to what it was. It was just not normal, very, very fucked up thing to go through when you're young.
Yeah.
They just turned out to be a cunt as a person. You don't get a free pass. You don't get to be, well, because this happened to me,
now
I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
You can't ever call me out on anything. And it's like, well, no, that's not...
I get special consideration now, so fuck all you guys, because this is what
I get a free pass on anything I want. And that's what I was trying to get at. It's not relevant.
Yeah, it's not my story specific, it's just that kind of thing in general that you're talking about. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Because the end of your story should have been us stepped in shit, walked all over a house. She just said, you're a dickhead, and we cleaned it up, and it was funny because I couldn't see, and she's in a wheelchair, so we had this big fucking odd couple clean up.
Yeah, it was a bit like that.
And that was the funny part of the story, not the awkward silence for 15 minutes, and we haven't seen each other since.
Well, the irony is, man, that if it was her, it would have been worse, because it would have been a continuous thing from the bathroom.
You should have said that. You're lucky.
I dove on that grenade for you. Otherwise, you would have had 2 fucking streaks of shit all the way through your house. Like Back to the Future, when they get up to 88 miles per fuck. Anyway, look, that was just a little thing. I wanted to tell you that story. Well, I hope that people laughed before you came in and turned it into a story about your bad uncle. I hope people found it a little bit amusing. But yeah, there's a social critique in general.
Trying to, I don't know. I'm trying to dig how much further I can dig this hole now. Looks like nothing. I'm going to leave that one alone.
Alright, that's the end for me.
Let's dig a hole somewhere else.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you.